السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته جميعا. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. As Alhamdulillah, some of us we are in Dhul Hijrah, and it's being Yom Sabt, yani for us here on in the West. It's going to be Saturday, inshallah. Uh, and for those who's going to be preparing, and for those who are in those who are going to prepare for it, which is going to be inshallah by next week or next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, inshallah, for some of us. Um, I'm just sitting here and just thinking and wondering, um, and just looking at scenarios or situations. I posted a video yesterday where uh, there are some Africans being killed in between at the border of Spain and Morocco. And this type of thing is disheartening, and it's inhumane when you see these type of things happening to people, no matter what is their nationality. But I really start thinking and looking at the condition of our peoples, Black peoples, that we are in one of the worst predicaments. And some blacks, especially African Americans, we might look at that scenario. And I don't want to play the video or anything because I don't want to get uh, call YouTube and Facebook will somewhat put restrictions on the video, so I don't want to cover it. I don't want to show the video again, but you can find it on my page. But when I seen this scenario, and I said a lot of African Americans, when we look at our other Africans in these type of problems, like in this scenario here, and at the border of Morocco and Spain, where 2 dozens of them are killed, and some of us African Americans will look down at them and say we're happy we're in America. But and the truth is, the condition of the Black or African diaspora here in America, us, are no different from those same blacks we see who was despised or killed. All right, we ain't no different than in America. We're in the same scenario, just how people look down at them in that part of the world, and look at their economical situation where they are risking their lives and dying just to get into Europe. And then we look at us African Americans inside the US and how we are no different from them. That's a third world country, Morocco, and the Africans are coming from other third world countries. But we blacks in America are in the same predicament within our own country. And how can you see that? We just look at today, or you look at what's going on in the US. Blacks, we're partying, we dancing, and white man, he's buying guns. The white man, he's at the gun lane, the gun range, and he's buying guns, and he's stocking up on ammo. And then on one side of that spectrum, the legal side of it, the white man, he's turning around. Roe versus Wade. The white man just turned around in Supreme Court related to carrying concealed weapons. It's legal. You need no permit. So the white man in America, he's preparing for civil war by his political moves, overturning Roe versus Wade, which is going to stop white women from aborting their babies so they can have the numbers. The U.S. Supreme Court saying that you don't need a permit to have a concealed weapon or concealed permits to have a weapon. a gun, they're preparing for war, and they're preparing for war on every angle. They're using the legal system to prepare themselves. But when I look at Black Americans, we are dancing. You know? We talking about what happened at the BET Awards. Some of us still talking about Will Smith and Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. We are talking about and arguing about should a man pay for buy lunch for kids that is not his. These are the things that we're arguing about on Facebook and on social media and in our own circles. These are the things that we're talking about. But the white man, he's prepared. He's preparing for a civil war right now. We're dancing and we run around and dancing and we fighting over things with each other over things that a lot of you don't even have control over. And there's a big movement related to whites, the government, and we're still we're still arguing back and forth with each other over the most pettiest, stupidest thing. Right now is a hot topic on Facebook and on YouTube and across social media. The hot topic in the black community right now is some women who threw a McDonald's from food from a man who bought some food for his son and didn't bring any food for her other kids that's not his children. That that's the hot topic that black people are talking about on social media. This is the hot topic. And the Republican Party, Democratic Party, the white man, white supremacy, they're preparing for war, for civil war. They're preparing legally by overturning Roe versus Wade. So white women stop aborting your children and can reproduce children, which means soldiers. White people can have the numbers, which means soldiers. People say quantity is not important. Oh, quantity is definitely important. Quantity is definitely important. So the white man is overturning Roe versus Wade, so white women stop aborting their babies. And they even are setting up systems now for them states with these feminists, white feminists, who can abort their babies. They're gonna make it illegal for them to go to other states, and they're gonna make it so they're gonna have these babies and give them up to adoption to other white couples who are gonna train these children, basically. And the government gonna have some money for these families to take care of these babies, to train them for whatever services they need these children in when they become adults. And we're looking at some female with a weave on her head and fake eyelashes laughing at her because she wants somebody to take care of her children that's not his. And the white man, he's preparing for war right now. Like I said, the U.S. government just changed have another big decision that's related about having permits to having concealed weapons. They're saying they don't need permits. That means that, yo, man, white man, and then the white man, yo, you could prepare yourself. It could happen at any time. Forget getting a permit. Forget about getting a concealed permit. It's ready. They mean they ready. They ready for when to set off. They ready. And Negroes is worrying about Lil Wayne or whatever, Lil Nas, whatever this dude name is. He's going to get a nomination or award on the BET. Yeah, are we serious, man? Or black folks, are we really serious? And when everything hit the fan, you can be the first. We're going to be the first people to die and to suffer, just like we were the first peoples who died from COVID. I'm actually never even said the word. Because now Facebook gonna be hitting this video after. We're the first group of peoples, even though we are the minority in the US, but it affected our community. So when that means that when stuff hit the fan, we're the first people to go out because black people, we don't own no hospitals. We don't own no hospitals. Our doctors, our black doctors work in white hospitals. Our black professions in the medical field work for white hospitals. So blacks, we don't have no hospitals. We're not producing anything. We don't produce anything. We don't have no resources. We don't even have any type of resource related to water, drinking water. We're not reproducing anything. So when everything falls, and if you don't know how to survive for black folks, we're going to be the first people who die. And it's not going to be the illegal immigrants, because the illegal immigrants from like Mexico and South America, they live in harsh conditions in their country. Third world country, harsh condition. No government. You have to know how to survive. And if they got this far to the US, if everything was to collapse in the US, trust me, these people, they know how to survive. So they're not going to be the first people to go out, and they work together as a group of peoples. African Americans, we're going to be the first people to go out. You already see it right now by what are our priorities collectively as a group or race of peoples. It's going to pop off. And what we're going to do. I live in New York, and I'm a registered Democrat. And right here in New York, they are talking about the politicians, how they're upset of the Supreme Court decision related to law-abiding citizens can't have a permit for a concealed weapon. They don't need a permit. While people are being shot and killed. Somebody, like 2 people died today in New York, teenagers in Harlem. The other day, another young lady in Harlem got shot in her face, got shot on her head and killed while she was with her daughter. The people who committed the gun crimes don't have no legal guns. And the Democratic Party is mad because the law-abiding citizens who are legally who have guns, they're mad because the Supreme Court decision is going to tell the law-abiding citizens they can't carry guns, concealed guns with them. They want them to have a permit. The law-abiding citizens and the people who are doing the gun crimes are buying guns illegally. They show you how backwards the Democratic Party is. So imagine when anything ever happened in this country, how messed up a lot of the black folks we're going to be at the head of all the collapse. And when everything collapses, it's going to collapse on us first. We're going to be the first people to feel it because the government ain't going to come for you. And if we don't know how to work together as a group of peoples, we're not going to survive. If we're on Facebook and on social media or keep on arguing about that male and female nonsense, the black man, black woman, that nonsense, man and woman never got along. And if the male and female can't get along in our society, we won't have a society, because you need the male and female to have a decent, comprehensive society. I always get these spam Facebook messages. If we don't get our stuff together, we're going to be really suffering. And we can see where the black community is heading to right now just by looking at our people, especially the young people on social media. White man buying guns, he in the gun range. The US government is passing laws to assist the white society in America. We don't see it. What we want to do? Here on my channel, the reality is that a lot of us, but I come to the conclusion, a lot of our peoples are not going to be saved. This is unfortunately. It's like this. If you're a person who study business and you take all your knowledge about business and you throw it aside and you see that a big financial crisis is coming ahead, and you don't take any type of precautions and you take all your business education and throw it aside and don't put anything useful from your skills into that to preserve whatever you're doing or your finances, when the financial collapse or the business about to end or whatever fall, you're going to be blameworthy. Now imagine you taking this approach when you see everything around you in the black community, outside the black community, the US government, you don't see all these things moving. You don't see how the government is turning back the legal clock. You don't see when the government say they don't want to teach their kids about critical race theory because they don't want their children to know about what type of things that the racists, white supremacists did to black people in America. Don't want their kids to know about what white people did in slavery. We think when they pushing all these things or saying they don't want this to be taught and they're turning their laws and all these things, they're turning back the clock, which means you'll sooner or later they're going to turn back the clock how America used to be. And for all the black folks that we see, Pookie and Ray Ray and Bebe kids and Bebe, we see all these peoples, these dysfunctional black peoples who have miseducation, who shaking their butt. You're gonna be the guys that gonna either die out first or you're gonna be somebody's slave. You're gonna be somebody's slave. You're gonna be somebody's slave. You don't see back they turning the legal clock back. White man turning the legal clock back. They want to go back to the old ways. And black folks, we're not in no predicament to do anything because we're busy. We don't put our priorities straight and we don't work as a group. As I keep on saying, I'm gonna let that ride. It's a good 18 minutes in.